To North Canton now, where the vote was very close, but in the end, residents said no to a proposed property tax increase that would have paid for a new fire EMS building.
So it marked the sixth time in 20 years that the city pushed for a new fire station. Our Bob Jones has checked in on this issue a few times this election cycle, and tonight he is following through and shows us why this latest rejection puts the city in a predicament over property purchased for $1 million.
Almost 9,500 people voted on Issue 9, a proposed property bond to build a new consolidated fire EMS facility in North Canton. It failed by just 234 votes. Stephen Wilder is the mayor.
So what's your overall reaction to the voters' decision?
My overall action is I am disappointed, but their voice was heard.
The city has pushed to build a new fire station 6 times in the last 2 decades. Before Issue 9 failed, 2 income tax measures were shot down. The fire chief says the current stations are cramped and outdated, built in the 50s and 70s, and were not meant for a full-time department, which North Canton has operated for about 20 years.
Station 2 is built as a parks department. Station 1 here was meant for volunteer and not to staff 24 hours a day.
In October, we talked with a voter who told us why he would vote no.
Well, right off the bat, our property values are going way up, so our taxes are going way up. So I'm not going to vote for any extra taxes.
On Election Day, we followed through with voters who had mixed feelings at the polls.
I feel like the fire department deserves it. They do so much for us.
I also think that they needed to find another way. You know, everybody's living in a budget. They should too.
The city took a gamble that voters would say yes, paying $1 million for properties along North Main Street as the future home for the fire station. In fact, demos and dirt moving have already taken place.
Could that be viewed as a waste of money? It's $1 million. You thought you were going to be building a fire station there, and now you're not.
Well, no, I don't think it's a waste of money. It still is a prime retail or commercial location there.
Wilder says the city could come up with a 7th proposal and go back to the voters or sell the property. How is the mayor leaning?
Good question. Again, I don't know if I can answer that right now, but right now we're keeping it.
Meantime, the chief says firefighters will focus on the job, new building or not.
This is why we got into profession. It wasn't for the buildings or for the trucks. It was to help our community, and we'll continue to do that.
The mayor says he'll regroup and reevaluate with city council members. Part of the discussion will be whether to put the issue on the ballot in May and once again ask voters to pay for a new fire station right here in North Canton. Bob Jones, News 5.